Sam, hang on. Do you see this?
I
Do you know what can't do that?
A lot of stuff.
A Land Rover Defender, or any hybrid Toyota product, or any TNGAF product that is meant for overlanding. You can't sleep in it. You can't hear. That's an overland win for this two-wheel drive beast.
Welcome back to TCC Cars. I'm Sam.
And I'm Brian, and this week Sam's gonna lead it because he's been driving this. What are we driving, Sam?
This is the new 2025 Explorer ST line. That is important because it's the ST line and not the ST.
What's the difference?
So this one's gonna get you the inline-four turbo that makes 300 horsepower and 310 foot-pounds of torque. This is the same 2.3 that's in the Rangers and other stuff in this line, but this one is port and direct injected.
So this is actually a change. So on our truck channel, we have a Ranger. The 2.3 has been around forever. It started out in the Pinto. Mazda borrowed it for a couple of decades, basically fixed it, made it do over cam and all kind of stuff. Now this is a different gen. This has direct and port injection, and it is quiet. There's no DI pump noise, and that's a big deal. I wish our Ranger had this engine. This engine came out in the Mustang in 24, and it hit Ranger and Explorer in 25.
Yeah, well, you can see we have a new redesigned front end. What do you think, Brian? Do you like it?
Yeah,
it looked way better than the last generation, right?
Yeah, I think they fixed it.
The
last one was okay, and this one's good.
Yeah, you get new headlights, you get a new redesigned grille that looks really good. You even get a front splitter, a little lip on this, on the ST line. Your fog lights are down here looking really good, and I don't know, it's a really nice front end. It's handsome.
Yeah,
it is handsome. And then coming around to the wheels, we get a 20-inch wheel wrapped in some Michelin primary all seasons. This is going to be a 255 5520.
You know,
so this isn't there is a performance pack that you can get that gives you 21s and ST brakes that are bigger.
Right.
But this does not have it. This package only has...
Oh, yeah, for the build and price packages.
Yeah, so this one is $49,000, right?
Yeah, $49,000. It has rapid red paint.
Rapid red paint.
It has a package that gives you the wireless phone charger and Blue Cruise for 1 year, and that's it.
Yeah, because Blue Cruise after 1 year is like a monthly membership.
Right.
I don't remember the price, but I think it was $495 for a whole year.
Correct.
And then coming around to the side, they let you know it's a ST line right there. Yeah.
Ooh, so hang on, is this kind of like the Audi S line, but not an S4? It's like instead of an S3 Audi, it's the S line Audi?
You know,
gives you the small engine, but the appearance stuff to go with it?
But this one actually handles good.
Oh, throwing shade on the Audi. It's okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's in the right vein, right?
Yeah,
so it's an ST line, it's in the family. This one's rear-wheel drive. You're not getting all-wheel drive in this particular one, but you can get all-wheel drive. And it does handle good. It's playful. It handles a lot better than for what it is. It's big.
And we'll cover that on the drive portion in a minute, but man, you can't get rear-wheel drive on the ST.
And the ST is all-wheel drive only. You get the V6 that makes 400 horsepower. Yeah, and then coming around to the rear end, we get a nice redesign. You get your tail lights that you know is an Explorer, and then we do get... I think you tows 5,000 pounds?
5,000 pounds?
5,000
Yep.
pounds,
Yeah, not bad. Give her some hitch.
Yeah.
I think at this point we need to hear this puppy. Let her rip. I'll drop the mic.
What do you think, Brian? How'd it sound?
Man, it sounds better than the 2.7 Ranger we had last week.
Okay. Any pops or crackles?
None whatsoever, but a lot of whooshing, a lot of turbo whooshing.
A lot of turbo noises, that's good to know. All right, let's check out under the hood and see what we're working with. All right, we don't get any prop, right? We just get a
very Ford of it. That's a bummer.
No, it doesn't matter though. It's okay, but we can still...
Look, I'm not trying to do a plug here. This is not a plug, but Redline Tuning they give us a set for our Ranger, which is awesome. They probably make it for this too. So
it's a 2.3 4-cylinder turbo, making 300 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. And like we mentioned earlier, this one is port and direct injected. I don't know what generation this is, Brian. Do you know what gen?
I would say at least second gen.
You know, and this one has a 10-speed auto that is a lot more refined than the generations before. You're not getting any weird shifting. You're not getting any, I don't know what gear to be in. It knows what gear to be in. It knows what to do. It's very dialed, and I think the generations that came before it were
not so much.
Not so much, right?
Like we have an Expedition that we use for our truck channel all the time. Without tuning on that transmission, it has no idea if it's a Nissan CVT or a Ford truck transmission. Yeah. This doesn't suffer that.
Yeah, this doesn't.
You get some bracing. Also, one more thing, Sam, I want to point out: the front of the motor is behind the front axle, or in line with the front axle. That means this is actually a mid-front engine car. That explains the handling a lot.
You're on to something there. And you're gonna see later when we drive this thing.
She boogies.
It boogies.
All right, let's hop in the interior, man. All right, boys and girls, let's check out the rear hatch, see what we have to work with. It does have a button release under the R. Oh, it actually has an arrow, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Man, all this poking around, I could have just read the dang thing. I do like the rear taillight. It does remind me of the new Expedition design. It's kind of a good design language. Sam pointed that the other day, and I think he's completely right about that. You do have a close or a lock button here. I don't see a Wi-Fi icon where you can do the kick to open, so I don't know if it has that or not, but and let's bring the rear seats up. So let's show the people right here. You do have a power rear seat, left and right. Let's see if it can come up. Oh, they are power actuated. I do need a reference. I owned a 2011 Limited Explorer, my wife did, back in the day. And this seat back broke on it, and it was really annoying because the rivet popped off on it, and they have completely gotten rid of that design. I don't think you'll ever have problems with these. They're fine. We actually have this design in our current Expedition, and it is also problem free. So that's pretty cool. Now, when you do have the seat back up here, it gets tighter. This is a normal big, like a big backpack, but it's on the rear. So like your check-on luggage, you could probably put maybe 4 of those back here. Your check-on overhead bin, hard suitcase style. That's there, is what it is. But you can also hit a button. You can do left or right, or you can just hit them both down. Like that a lot. Let's check out our under-seat storage, and this right here is actually very flat. And before I move on, Sam, hold on. I want to see if we get a fold flat scenario. Oh, hello. Okay. Hang on, Sam. Hang on. Do you see this? Do you know what can't do that? A Land Rover Defender. Or any hybrid Toyota product, or any TNGAF product that is meant for overlanding. You can't sleep in it. You can hear. That's an overland win for this two-wheel drive beast. I do like that quite a bit. Now check out the rear storage. Let's see what we have underneath it. We do have a false floor here with just storage as far as I can tell. Oh yeah, but you can open these sides, which is kind of cool. So you get little secondary side storage. You can drop these in here to make them bins. So you can have, you know, your stash underneath, and you can put toys and stuff here. That's pretty cool. Really simple design that will never break. I like that a lot. You do get tie downs back here. And if you're in the third row, you do have slots for your tablets up here. You've got charging points, USB-C ×2, another little cubby up here. And of course, cup holders on either side and tie downs. Not bad. Let's check out the second row. Coming on down to the second class where the non-captains are hanging out, you do have a nice door panel. You do have a little bit of soft touch, but also some hard plastic. But most importantly, you do have the peasant blockers to keep the haters out. You do get a pattern here that's ST specific. That's kind of like a faux carbon fiber traditional door handle. You also get good phone storage and cup holder in the door, which I do like that. That's a good innovative way to do that. Storage down below and a speaker. Looking down here, Sam, before we get to the seat, you see these mats? Those are steps. Those are good step points right here where you can get up and you can go up to the roof rack, no problem. And you do have crossbars here. If you wanted to put some storage up here, you have the option to do so, which is nice. Coming back down, we do have, I think, Sam, some of the coolest looking seats. You've got horizontal piping on them and a proper center armrest. I'm gonna hop back here, Sam, and see if I fit in the darn thing, because I don't in a lot of these. But I do in this one with room to spare.
And he's sitting behind himself.
Oh yeah, I drove over here. This is me behind me, and I'm not touching. That's impressive. And part of the reason why that is, Sam, is you can move the seat forward and back. Oh, went back even more just now. That's pretty cool. You do have heated rear seats and tri-zone climate control, so the second row can control climate for the back if they want to. You can also lock it out in the cluster. 2 USB-Cs and a traditional wall outlet for iPad chargers, and then you get a little cup holder down here, which is kind of an afterthought, it feels like, but that's okay. Dual mat pockets. A lot to like back here. Oh, I do like the roof-mounted AC. So if you do have rear-facing child seats back here, the child won't die of heat exhaustion. They can get actual air on them. No joking, that is a really good family feature. I do prefer that over a lower one. All right, Sam, I do want to show the people how you can get back here. You can just pull this top lever and just push it forward. That's nice. If you have a child seat here, it is going to be a problem because this bends forward, but you have a good opening to get in the back. Now, this clearly is meant just for children or people you don't care for very much because it's on the floor. Not a ton of legroom, but you can just slide it forward. Oh, I don't know about this one.
That middle seat doesn't go forward.
Oh, that's a bit of a bummer. Yeah. So this one is what it is. But this one doesn't have to be all the way back. You can put it further forward if you want to and that kind of stuff. Penalty box, but doable. Let's check out the front. Hopping on up to the first class area, and you get the same great seats up front, and the door panel is soft touch the whole way down, which I appreciate that. Feels pretty well equipped. You do have power and memory seats over here. So you get dual power seats, you get the ST line kick plate here, which is nice. Traditional door pocket, no complaints, it all works. All right, coming on down, we do have a digital cluster up here, which is not some cheap afterthought. I do appreciate that. And you get traditional buttons that Ford used forever. We've had this on our Ranger for a while, and I will tell you, this click right here feels unbelievably cheap, but it works. It goes back to the old Ford Focus days. It's fine. You do get lots of configuration here, which I'm not gonna go through all of it because it's kind of just boring, but you have configurability, which is pretty cool. So Sam, you do get temp gauges, but you don't get a boost gauge.
You don't.
That is silly in an ST. And then we can go to calm view. It loses the tack. Very simple readouts and keeps it clean. On a day that you're not ripping a back road, I kind of prefer that one.
Yeah, I was using that actually driving it around a lot because I think it's just like you need what you have in front of you. You need how fast you're going, how much fuel you have, and that's it. Yeah.
Right. Something is we have a slick top on this one, which I prefer because I've got all the headroom in the world. push to start, and this is the real news. Other than the interior being completely new, this is the new infotainment that's also in the new Expedition. The F-150 doesn't have it yet, but it will have it soon. And it has good configurability. You can go into options here. It's quick. It's not laggy. Right here, Sam, is the most interesting thing, I think. These seats are configurable here, right? But they're also massage seats. Yes. So right now, my seat is massaging me, and we can go to yours, and we can do the same thing. Now, my only issue with this is there's not a hard key somewhere to do this. It's in the menu. It's buried. But it does work quite well. And Sam, have you ever seen a cloth seat with massage?
I haven't.
That's pretty cool. Now, something you don't get here is ventilation because it is cloth. You don't need it. Yeah. But you do have heated seats, auto or manual control, and heated steering wheel, which is an option too. I do like that a lot. Yes, yeah. This all works. This right here, Sam, might be the most thoughtful thing. Do you have your phone on you by chance? I do. This is a wireless charger, which I don't know about you, but in my experience, it just worked really well.
Yeah, it did.
And usually these things never work effectively. This one did. We've got room for 2 phones over here. Only one's a charger, but see that? It actually has ventilation right there. And there's actually a fan port underneath. You can feel it. So it keeps the phone from overheating. One of the most well thought out ones I've seen. You do also have storage down here, a deeper bin, and you can pull out all the little rubber things. You want to get that one out, Sam?
Yeah, they all have little tabs at the front of them. You just pull them out and you can clean them, whatever, dust them off, and then
some of your kids like rub crayons in there. You can get that out too. Yeah. Simple drive mode selector, which I have no problem with. It doesn't take a lot of room. And the drive mode selector is very quick in this. Our Ranger has a very slow version, and the graphics are pretty cool. Really not much to complain about in here. Simple armrest there.
Yeah, you get another phone slot right here, which I think is pretty well thought out too, because you can actually slide your hand right under here to grab your phone, and that's it. I mean, and then you also get a good sound system.
Oh yeah, we get the B&O, which is integrated to the dash really well, and I think it does quite a good job.
It is, yeah.
And this is really meant for my brother Craig, our other host. This is where the CX90 struggles, is ergonomics, and that's where Honda and Ford are just really good at ergo and everything that they make. It applies here really strong, really heavy. I like that a lot. You also have the parallel parking feature, and you have an overhead view cam, which is just great. It works really well. I kind of wish that our Ranger had one this good, because it would help on trail for doing trail use stuff. It's just a solid system. Other than that, you do have Blue Cruise, and that's what this sensor is. I do want to comment on this real quick. Here's a big deal on Blue Cruise. Last time we drove this, I genuinely hated it. I thought it was worse than the normal lane keep. They've done enough updates now where it just works. It used to be I would go, oh, hey, Blue Cruise, you're driving. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, and the cup would get here, and it would beep and say, watch the road, because the sensor was too hyperactive. Now you can do normal things in the car, and it isn't barking at you the whole time. It works as intended. I'm happy with it.
So with you saying that, I actually, while I had Blue Cruise on, I actually covered it for like 5 or 6 seconds, and then it beeped at me. So
okay, so it will do it.
They have like numbed it a little bit, but I think that's a good thing, because you can kind of get your kids in line if you need to, or
you can go, wow,
yeah, right,
don't make me stop this car, all the stuff. But it used to be you even looked at the coffee cup and it would beep at you, so it is improved. So all that covered, we need to drive this thing.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Samuel, it's time to show the people what this thing's got. So what mode are you going with?
Yeah, so we're in sport mode. I got the traction off, and I'm just gonna hold it at around 2,500 RPM to let the boost build, and then
before it does a burnout, let it rip, right? So just so I know, what was better for you, tow haul mode or sport mode?
Sport mode for sure. So with sport mode, it just holds the gears just a little longer. So
see, on Toyotas, tow haul does better than sport. Yeah. Okay, Fords are this way. All right, ready?
All right, you ready?
Whenever you are, sir. Ooh, she's got some weight transfer. So we're shifting at 5,600 RPM, it looks like, and 60. Ooh, not a great number with me in it. 7.25 after some heat soak. And what's the temperature outside? Probably 84, 85?
84, okay. Yeah, probably feels like 90 in Texas. But without you in the car, I actually had 649.
649, so that was almost exactly what the 2.7 Ranger gave us.
Interesting.
The 2.7 Ranger was 6.37. So that's interesting, because the 3-liter ST is all-wheel drive only, and they're known to crack just under 5 on drag prep surfaces. But that's a heavier wheel and tire. Part of my argument the whole time with this, Sam, has been that this is the right bowl of porridge in the Explorer lineup. It looks like an ST, but the wheels aren't too big with 21, so ride quality is still there. I think the handling, and you can comment on this in a minute for you, is taut. It handles well. It turns in way better than it should, because the steering is communicative, which is like, why does the Mustang not have this steering? The Mustang has awful steering. This actually tells you what's going on, and it's just fast enough to be fun, but not cost a fortune. Like, we've found these locally for $36,000 in this trim, in this spec, locally. So MSRP 49, go buy it for 36.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think this is the but okay, before I comment on this, this is a very, I feel like, niche part of the market.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay, hold on.
Because
that's a good point. We're not talking about sport SUVs. We're talking about Pilot, Telluride.
Yeah, but like out of the
Atlas.
lineup, this is the one. Okay, if you're a dad, you have the kids maybe
Right.
half the time. You still want to drive some. You get rear-wheel drive. You get a good powertrain that makes good power, and it's
Yeah.
not slow.
No, it's not.
You can still boogie around and have fun. I mean, it's just a different corner of the market, right? So like, if
Right.
you're buying this for a fun car, if you're thinking about this, or Mazda saying, oh, we have the best.
Oh,
We have the
CX90.
best-
Okay.
yeah.
We walked into this, so we have. I'll put it on the screen here. We've got evidence of you and me and Craig arguing for hours
Yeah.
about this versus CX90, which is also a good driving SUV.
Yeah.
I got news for you. This handles better and feels about as faster.
And that's where I was going. So this,
Okay.
if you want to drive, I feel like this is better than the CX90. If you want
agree.
a better interior, you get the CX90. If you
Fair.
want to be more, this is still a comfy interior.
I'll
right?
argue this is, for me and my body type. I mean, body types are different.
Yeah.
This seat is softer and more. I think it's more comfortable. That being said, the reason why I like this interior more is the packaging is good.
Yeah.
Whereas the Mazda packaging is compromised for engine placement. This is not.
And can we also talk about transmissions, right?
Please
So
do. Get into that.
The 10-speed about this in this one is really good. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not getting any of the last gen, like not knowing what gears to be in.
No jerkiness.
Yeah, no jerkiness.
Yeah.
The only thing I noticed is when you're pulling out of your driveway, or you're literally starting from zero, and starting to move.
Yeah.
It just jerks a little bit, but I don't know
It's
if
like a
that's
little-
just a 10-speed thing, because the Ranger kind of does it too. So
Well, you're talking about the little shutter.
yeah, it's just like a little shutter.
I do think that is four-cylinder characteristic because the Ranger does it too, has the same transmission and
Okay.
engine. Well, this is the next gen engine, which is more refined than than our previous gen, or 24. The 2.7 with this transmission doesn't do that. So
Okay.
I'm inclined to think it's a four-cylinder characteristic.
Yeah, I'm gonna believe you on that
Yeah,
one.
but
And then,
yeah.
do you want to touch on the CX90 transmission?
Yeah,
Kind of like
So that is a single clutch, not torque converter, 8-speed that is just for the CX90. They didn't go get a ZF8. And this is not a crap on CX90 conversation. I'm just thinking of it because on the press launch, Mazda drove it home. This is a driver's car first, all this kind of stuff. I'm here to tell you, and no offense, Dave Coleman, I love you. You've done the God's work with Miata. This is a better overall driving package, I think. I think it handles better. I think it rides about the same. And I think the powertrain is better dialed in. That's where I land on this.
Yeah, I didn't
So,
touch about how I felt whenever driving this around town. So doing like some rural and urban driving, hitting pothole. This is a firm suspension. This is gonna give you the feedback that you need to know, but
Right.
it's not harsh. You
Yeah.
get a pothole, okay, it's gonna absorb it. It has to travel. Like it's
has
not gonna
suspension
beat
stroke.
you up.
Right.
It's not gonna beat you up. But
You keep saying firm, and I think that's a trigger word for some people.
okay.
I don't think it's not firm in the harsh manner. It's firm in that you get some feedback. There's a difference.
For
Like
sure.
you're not spilling coffee, but you can know there's a bump there and get feedback on it. It's the right amount. Like a Mustang beats you up sometimes. This isn't beating you up, but it is firm. So that's basically it. Anything else, man?
I don't know. I mean, this is a good interior to be in. The car's good. I mean, for $36,000, it is a good deal.
Dude, here's a sign when we like a car. We start looking at cars.com of what they're going for. Because look, we've been driving press cars for 5 years now. We're a little numb to some of these things. All of us immediately went to cars.com, what's it going for?
Yeah.
Because we like it that much. I think this, for a dad, this is the ultimate runabout. It's not going to be a king of towing, but it will do it. It's not going to be better than minivan, but it will do minivan stuff. It's not going to be better than a Mustang, but it will get in that category of driver's car.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a Focus ST more than it does of a minivan, and that's a big praise.
Yeah.
That's
I
it
think
for me.
that's it. Yeah, that's it for me. I mean, we hit all the points, I feel like.
All right, man. Thank you all for watching TTC Cars. Let us know what you think of this thing, or if you think we're idiots, or if the CX90 is better. Craig is definitely wrong about that. I think objectively and subjectively, right? And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.